Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. The chat's open. Jump in when you want to talk. Afternoon Chat is live streamed Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone is welcome. There's no set topic. We can discuss anything you'd like, whatever's on your mind. Everyone is welcome. The only basic rule is please follow the community guidelines set up by YouTube. If we don't get in trouble with YouTube, we're doing just fine. If you're new to the channel, I've created a live chat room that anyone can speak in if they'd like. If you need to download the Discord app from YouTube, please do. If you need to activate the live chat on your TV, please do that. It's a good day. It's Monday. Lions won yesterday, so I'm happy. They put up 34 points against the number one NFL defense. I was pretty impressed with that. Hope you were too. Still working on the lighting issues. I'm seeing improvement. Except for the smoke. Look, it's a Monday and I got a collared shirt on. I think that's a good thing. I'm making progress. Hopefully, we'll get some people in the chat this week. I did look through the numbers from YouTube, and I saw that they are starting to put us out in front of people now. It's just going to be a matter of time before they zero in on our target audience. It was a good weekend for me football-wise, but I live in Michigan, for those of you that don't know, and we had mass shooting here. It was not good. That's got some thoughts jumping to my mind that I'd like to talk to you guys about. Well, sane people. Okay, that term is civilization. It encompasses a very large mass of people. Sane people are not sitting around plotting murders. We don't do that. Our society has laws. You do not have a right to hurt people. I don't care where you are. You don't have a right to kill people. And if you're sitting around planning crimes, I'm thinking that you're probably radicalized. You probably need to seek some counseling real quick. Well, the shooter is dead. All right. Well, I knew he was dead as soon as I knew that DNR had responded. In Michigan, our DNR agents are they're badass. Okay. Uh, this guy didn't stand a chance. Once DNR goes up against you, these guys, they got nerves of steel, literally. You walk into a camp full of drunken hunters that are all armed by yourself in the middle of the woods. You got nerves of steel. I'm just saying. There was no doubt in my mind that that shooter was going to end up dead. I don't know what this is. It might just be a form of a suicide that these people are doing. It is definitely a sign of mental illness. Stable people don't hurt people. Plain and simple. We just don't do it. I don't understand anything about these mass murders other than the fact that these guys are mentally ill. These people need some help. I'm thinking maybe we need to bring back the mental institutions that we dissolved in this country. They used to be here. I can remember my grandparents working at a local institution. They were both nurses, grandparents on my mother's side. And those institutions are gone now, but the people that needed those institutions appear to still be here. It's just a shame. I feel very sad for all the people involved, including the relatives of the shooter. It's just a devastation to everyone. And I do feel it is just some type of sick, warped suicide plan. And that's the only thing I can figure. The sane people don't want to kill other people. And if you think that you're getting radicalized, you think that you're having issues sorting out what is real and what is fake, I think you need to get some counseling, but quick. I think it's stress related. These people can't cope. Well, I've said it before. You might have to self-censor your intake. If you go to the movies, if you watch the news, you think that violence is acceptable. And the reality is it is not. The only time you're legally allowed to use violence is in defense of your home and family. And it takes a special level of insanity to lash out at a church. That's beyond the scope. I don't care if you disagree with a religion, but it's not the religion's fault that makes you turn violent. It's your fault. It's your weakness. It's your flaw, right? It's just a shame. We need to change subjects. Somebody jump in the chat. Let's talk about something else. That's just too depressing. Let's go back to the good old football and the Detroit Lions on their way to a 16-1 season. I think that the Cincinnati Bengals, their opponent next week, is in some serious trouble. There's a juggernaut that's coming. Excuse me. Cincinnati, without Joe Burrow, is in a world of trouble. I don't know what all the particulars of the game are yet. Don't really check the injury reports until Wednesday or Thursday. Then, you need to try to get a scope on what's up and coming. We had some cornerbacks go down and some ticky-tack injuries throughout. But on a positive note, it looks like Hutch is back. No issues. Although when he was laying on the field at one point in yesterday's game, you probably could have heard a pin drop in Ford Stadium. Yeah, I'm sorry I smoke cigarettes. I'm not suggesting you do it. Yeah, the beard's a little scraggly today. Well, I didn't shave today. It's Monday. I took the day off. Well, figuratively. Not literally. I'm here. Yeah, I glanced at the analytics on the channel and things are moving in an upward trajectory for the show. We'll see how it comes out by the end of the week. I think this is I think we've completed 5 weeks. We straightened out all the mechanical issues, all the streaming issues. I'm making a little bit of progress on the lighting and on my wardrobe. So hopefully it'll all keep improving, and each week we'll just get better and better. I do need you to hit the like and subscribe buttons for YouTube. They don't cost anything. This is a free show. It started out free, and it's always going to be free. Now, I'm not here to hustle you out of your money. Okay. That's not my goal. You will not see any sponsors on this show. You will not see any mid-roll ads. Well, I guess the closest thing I'll ever have to a sponsor is just telling you about my Ghost Mostly Media company that I created in order to do this project. But it's still not a commercial. Okay. I need the likes and the subscribers and the viewing hours in order to achieve tiers for my corporation. Eventually, I want to be able to put a video up and I want it to be monetized. That has nothing to do with this live stream show. This live stream show is so that I can meet and talk to people from around the world. That's something I used to do back in the day. I had a frontline job meeting the public. I was a table games dealer in Vegas for 30 plus years. Well, I wasn't a dealer the whole 30 years. I was in that industry, table games, blackjack, craps, roulette, that stuff. Meeting thousands of people and talking to them about what parts of the world they're from, finding out what are the priorities in their life, what's going on with them. And in my retirement, I guess I missed that. So I thought I could fulfill that need of my own by creating this free channel for you. To me, the people that get into the chat and actually participate in the discussions are going to be the stars of this show. Myself, I'm just going to be a ghost and I'll just be in the background. Hopefully, it won't take YouTube's algorithm too much longer to find our audience. I'm not putting a thumb on the scale as far as YouTube goes. I'm letting them do their thing. The same way I'm going to let the people in the chat do their thing. I have no interest in micromanaging anyone. I'm not trying to control or manipulate people in any way. But, I have created a business with Ghost Mostly Media, LLC. And I do need that business to eventually make me money, but not off of this show. Hopefully, it'll all work out in the long run. Just got to believe. I do. I can be as patient as I need to be. So what's going on in your part of the world? What's on your mind? Today's my oldest son's 51st birthday. Happy birthday, son. I won't sing to you. 51's a milestone. Now you're on the downhill side, right? Well, at least that's the way I felt when I hit 51. I'm working on improving the channel and making it dependable, reliable. I'll be here every day at 3 p.m., Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. My original goal was just to create a chat room that people could get in and speak their mind. I think that everyone has a right to speak their mind and to have their voice heard. If you've ever studied conflict resolution, you'll find out that the first thing they teach you is that everybody wants to be heard. Well, here's your opportunity. Go to YouTube, download the Discord app, and use a device like a phone, a tablet, or a computer, and get in here and chat about anything you want to talk about. You'll find that I'm going to be pretty lenient with the chat, and I'm going to give them the leeway and pretty much let them control the show. If the chat wants to talk about a particular topic, we'll discuss it. And in the 2-hour show, if we only get one topic discussed, so be it. If we get 50 topics discussed, so be it. I'm not trying to dominate the conversation in any way. I think that the chat room will take off eventually. Right now, YouTube's sorting us out, trying to figure out what the show's all about. And I'm not giving them a single topic to zero in on. I'm randomly just speaking to my computer. And Lord only knows how their algorithm's going to sort that out. Maybe I'm too obscure and they're just only going to advertise this show to people that are as obscure as I am. I don't know. If I could tell them, I guess I'd tell them, show this show to all the people that already have the Discord app, but they'll get there eventually, I think. I'm in Southwest Michigan, and we're having a massive heat wave. It's in the 80s again today. And I'm drinking my afternoon Gatorade as usual. Getting my electrolytes in. I was up until 12:15 last night watching football. The Monday night game, or the Sunday night game, rather. The Monday night game is tonight. Actually, there's two of them. Hopefully one of the two will be worth watching. I don't know, after that tie at 12:15 last night, I'm starting to think maybe I should have went to bed. Maybe it wasn't worth staying up for. I think that somebody needs to win and somebody needs to lose. In that aspect, I think they should, adjust their tie-breaking rules. Well, let's have a winner and a loser, I think that if every football game had to end in a tie, no one would ever watch. Personal opinion. That's all I can offer, One guy sitting on one end of his couch. Well, my couch, speaking of my couch, I did not pick it out thinking, oh, I'll put this on worldwide television. No, I was simply decorating my apartment. I went with black, silver, and white. I have black drapes, right? Silver fixtures for curtain rods and, the like. No, I'm not going to take the camera around my home. This is all you get to see. I've invited you into my home to have a conversation, but if I try carrying a laptop around the house, I'll break it. Okay. I'm not graceful. I'm more of a stumbling, bumbling, personal opinion. Yeah, I think the lighting is getting slightly better. It's almost even on both sides. Both sides of my face I'm talking about. This side's a little bit brighter, but I'm working on it. Well, when I was like 14 and in juvie school, I took a photography class and they taught me about lighting. And for some reason, I retained some of that crap. And every time I look at myself on camera, I get dissatisfied with my lighting. I don't, that class was so long ago, I don't even remember who the teacher was. I know it was at the juvenile home. Does that count? Well, when I was young, I might have been somewhat wild. Okay. I'm much tamer now. I'm housebroken. Well, in a lot of ways. I can't say that about all. Yeah, it is what it is, I get by and I don't go to jail anymore. Is that good enough? My plans for the week are pretty basic. Tomorrow morning, I do my family breakfast. There'll probably be, I don't know, 8 of us, maybe 9, sometimes 10. Just family members that get together at a local restaurant, and it gives us a chance once a week to catch up with what's going on with everybody's kids and grandkids and, see videos and, stuff like that. That family crapola that, warms your heart, makes you feel like a human. I like that stuff. When I was younger, I really didn't have time for that stuff, but now I do. So I partake and I enjoy it. And then after breakfast, I generally run some errands while I'm out of the house, but I can't stand running errands. To me, it just drives me nuts. But that's about it for the week. I'll watch, my football. I do the Thursday night game. I watch that with Tom Grossi. I could watch it on Prime Video, but I don't. I choose to watch it on Tom Grossi and just hear him call the game. I'm not sure who I'm watching tonight. Is my other buddy, the other guy I watch, Mike Kimber, might also be broadcasting the game. So I might split it up and do half and half, because Tom Grossi is going to be on with Brandon Perna, the guy he does GPS with. He's a Broncos fan. Poor guy. Yeah. Well, they should have never let Peyton Manning retire. Okay, they should have chained him to the field. Never let him go. I'm sure Bo Nix will do fine this evening, but you know. Well, I watched and I rooted for Denver at a couple of different times. Um, First off, when John Elway was quarterback, and then when Peyton Manning was quarterback. John Elway was one of those guys that you wanted to watch him play every time he was on. Entertaining, competitive, driven, a lot of the qualities that men notice. Well, maybe women notice them too. What do I know? But I think that football is very entertaining, and I hate it when we're in the off season. And I seriously do. I wish that they would go to 20 game season and add another month at least. They could probably add 2 months. Well, I understand that, they need downtime, but I don't think they need that much. Baseball players play 162 games or whatever. You know what I mean? Well, I know football's more physical, but I just get to see more games. Well, nowadays, I watch most of my games on YouTube, which means I don't see the actual game itself. I'm just listening to someone call it. Excuse me. Oh, I like watching Mike Kimber call the games because he gets just as emotional as I do. Generally, when he's on the screen screaming, I'm doing the same thing sitting here on my couch. A lot of times we're screaming the exact same words. Like yesterday, stop throwing to JMO. Right? He and Goff, their connection was not there yesterday. They were not on the same page. I don't know what page they were on, but it was not the same page. They weren't connecting. They were disconnected and stayed that way most of the game. I didn't look through the stats on the game or anything, but I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 dropped passes or missed passes between the two of them. And Jared Goff is too accurate for that. So at some point, when your game plan's not working, you got to throw it out and make an adjustment. And the adjustment that Mike Kimber and I would have both made yesterday was stop throwing to JMO. Okay. I would have liked to have seen the Lions run a little bit more yesterday. But I think they were pretty even on the play calls. It seemed pretty balanced, which is what their goal is. So I understand. I really don't second guess Dan Campbell. I whatever he decides is fine with me. I'll follow along. Okay. He knows a lot more about football than I do. Yeah, it's looking like nobody's going to jump in the chat again today, which is really weird. But you never know. It could change. We got another hour and a half left. Hopefully, YouTube will figure this out sooner. But when I decided to do this project, I told myself I'd do it for 3 years. So, I'd hate to be 2.5 years in and still not have anyone in the chat, but I'm going to give it a fair shot. I think people want to be heard. Well, it's just like the beginning of the show today when I wanted to talk about the church shooting here in Michigan. I think people all want to voice their opinion to one extent or another. Hopefully, we'll get some people with senses of humor in the chat, and we can talk about less serious topics. Well, I'd like to talk about things that are fun or funny. I tried to focus on something good this morning, and I couldn't. I kept getting drawn back into, the negatives on the news. So I'll be self-censoring the rest of the day. I won't have any news on at all. I'll go straight into Monday Night Football. Can't intake any more negativity. It's not helpful. Not helpful, healthful, right? It's bad for you. You'll give yourself an ulcer worrying about all this stuff. Take in the information, glean what you can, move forward. That's what I do. I think it's just a shame what the media is doing, basically brainwashing people. They're omitting important news. They're not showing you the important news. And they're only trying to scare you because they know that will motivate you. Fear motivates. So they're stuck in that loop. They won't climb out of it, not even for a small, short program. What if they put on a 30-minute news broadcast that was nothing but good news? Okay. I think it would get more ratings than they believe possible. Personal opinion. I'm so sick of watching the negative and having them trying to scare me. I already know there's not a John Wick on every corner. That's a bunch of malarkey. They want you to think that you can't walk out the door without a professional hitman, walking up to you. Well, it's not like that in real life. In real life, a professional hitman is the one running and hiding. Okay. He's not out in plain sight. He can't be. Now, the reality of it is that the good people on this planet outnumber the bad people by a lot. Well, do a living room poll. Ask the people in your living room who's planning on killing someone tomorrow. I doubt that anyone's going to say, "Oh, me." It's not going to happen. We're not thinking like that. We don't have that kind of mentality as a people anywhere on the globe. It's just not. But if you turn on TV or you go to the movies, it's all killing, it's all gross, it's all scary. And the reality of the situation is when I go out of the house tomorrow or later after the stream, when I take my walk, I'm not going to see any violence. I'm not going to get scared. Okay. It's not going to happen. That's not reality. Reality is people are good almost everywhere. You don't believe me? Walk out your front door and ask a stranger to lunch. They'll go. You'll visit. You'll have a nice time. They're nice people. Okay. I don't care if you disagree with them on one topic or the other. That doesn't make them a bad person. Right? The bad guy is not the dominant on this planet. He's in the minority, in the severe minority. He just garners all the news. There was only a couple of shooters this weekend. The rest of us were all sane, peaceful, nice, easygoing, friendly. The corporate run news media wants to control and manipulate you. You too can go get a 4-year degree on how to use the media to manipulate people. I'm not manipulating anyone. This show is not meant to scare anyone. Okay. It's not about triggering your fears so I can get you to tune in to tomorrow's episode. Okay. Don't be afraid. Maybe that's why people aren't getting in the chat. They're afraid they're going to get doxxed. I don't know. All I know is that, I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm going to be protective of anyone that gets in the chat. If you need to lash out at somebody, lash out at me. I got a thick skin. I can take it. Okay. In my lifetime, I've been called a lot worse than you're going to call me. Guaranteed. I was really having trouble a few years back. I was losing patience trying to people and trying to understand people. And I I don't know, I went to an extreme in order to figure out how I could increase the amount of patience that I could have with people. I created an imaginary friend. My imaginary friend, Don E. Dumbass. The E is for everybody's. Don E. Dumbass. Right? And I couldn't get mad at him. He's my imaginary friend. I had to be patient and I had to be willing to take him everywhere and discuss everything and be friendly and kind and loving, just like he was a family member, right? It helped me with my control of my anger, of my, what do you call it? My tunnel vision, unable to see his perspective. He gets full of disinformation, right? He, Donnie Dumbass believes that all the people in the left, political left in our country, are extremists. They're not. But from the news that Don E. Dumbass views, he's got blinders on. He only sees what they tell him. It's a shame. But I've learned to be patient and take him with me and explain things to him and let him understand that that's not the whole truth. Are there some that are extremists on the left? Yes. Are there some that are extremists on the right? Yes. They're not that different from one another. They're being brainwashed by the media. If you're watching just MSNBC, you're going to think that all the right wing are nut jobs. They're not all nut jobs. If you're watching only right wing broadcasting, you're going to think that everyone on the left is insane. They're not. Are there extremists on both sides that have issues and probably need some counseling quick? Yes. But that's not where most of the people are. Most of the people are middle. Most of the people aren't out of control. Most of the people are in control. They're sane. Okay. Most of us can use our deductive abilities to sort through and understand what is fake, what is biased. When somebody is trying to tell you that their opinion is a fact, most of us can see that. Most of us can spot a liar. And what do we do with a liar? We discard them. They are of no value, right? You don't have liars in your life. If you do, your life's full of drama and turmoil and bunk, pure malarkey, okay? No, you got to get past those that are lying to you, and you've got to basically eliminate them from your life. So I can't watch MSNBC religiously anymore. I can't watch Fox and only Fox anymore. It's not the same as it was 20 years ago, even. It's gotten worse. They've gone off the deep end on both sides. The reality is that your fellow American is your best friend, whether you realize it or not. Your fellow American that they're telling you it's okay to hate. Your fellow American that they're telling you is a fascist. No, he's not a fascist. Most of your fellow Americans don't even know what the hell a fascist is. Okay. Much less are they striving to become one. It's not as extreme as they're painting the picture to be. I can guarantee you the Republican loves his parents. The Democrat loves his parents. If we both love our families, why are we so different? Does the Republican have to go to work? Yes. Does the Democrat have to go to work? Yes. That's interesting. We both have to go to work every day. And we both care about our family. And no one is not more patriotic than the other. Both are patriots. Everybody's a patriot. You might be disillusioned for a week. You might be disillusioned for a month. You might be brainwashed for a year. But eventually in our society, the truth does come out. And when the truth comes out, we see what really happened. It's always been that way. I think that everybody loves our troops. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You love our soldiers. You care about our soldiers. You respect our soldiers. But that doesn't mean you want to see them in the streets of your hometown. And they're not going to stop crime. The criminals aren't dumb. They see the military is there on Main Street and they say, well, let's not do any crimes on Main Street this week. Duh. Gosh. To think that the military could end crime is absurd. All the military is doing is being used in a political shell game. It's all to stop us from wanting to see the Epstein files. And what we want to see out of the Epstein's files is really basic stuff. We don't want to see the names of the victims. We don't want to identify the victims. We want to know who the criminals were. Epstein was a pimp. He was running women. Okay. He was grooming girls, young girls, right? heinous crime. But somebody was paying that pimp. There's a paper trail. And that's what I'll say to all of America. Who paid the pimp? Somebody paid that pimp for services rendered. And we want to know who. Release the financial records. Who was his cash flow coming from? He had a cash flow. Man was filthy rich. So there's a paper trail, and they're hiding it from us. They don't want us to know. I don't want to know who attended his socialite parties. I want to know who paid money for the prostitutes. Who paid the pimp? Right? All this other stuff that's going on is all to distract from that. They don't want us to get to the bottom of it. And that's because there's people on both sides, Democrat and Republican, that were paying the pimp. And they want to hide that from us. I guarantee you, if you get arrested tomorrow for pimping women, I guarantee you they're going to go through your financials and find out who was giving you money. Ta-da! They have paper trails on every one of us. Every bank, every credit card, there's a paper trail. It's pretty basic. There are simple solutions to a lot of the problems in the world. And when the solution is simple and people are hiding that solution, they're being criminal. They're being immoral. They are running from justice themselves, right? They don't want to be accountable. You and I are accountable for everything we do. I don't care if you get a speeding ticket or if you, I don't know, cheat a senior citizen out of their retirement savings. There's always a paper trail, and we all get held accountable for all of those, except for our elites in our society. The elites are the devils. They're the ones that are hiding the facts. They're the ones that are trying to manipulate us. Don't think about Epstein. Think about this problem. This problem. You want to solve the Epstein thing? Show us the financial records. Who was paying the pimp? Some things are pretty basic, right? Other things like these tariffs, it's a man-made fiasco, right? That's where your government steps in and makes itself a middleman inside a transaction it has no business being in. And the reason that they're doing these tariffs are because of their corporate sponsors. The corporate sponsors pay off the politicians. The politicians lie to the voters. History has proven this. This is how it works. If we get the money out of politics, then none of this happens. The corporations own the media companies, so they're controlling what you see on TV. If you're getting radicalized by your TV and the corporation is bankrolling it, who's at fault? The corporations. Let's start by not making political contributions tax deductible. That'd be a start. Then you can see who's bribing your politician. Because if it's not tax deductible and they're still giving them money, it's a bribe. Plain and simple. Why is a corporate political donation tax deductible? It should not be. A corporation should be paying taxes on its income just like you and I do. It's just like these guys are running off their jet planes. Your jet plane should not be tax deductible. I don't care what business you're in. Your jet plane should not be tax deductible. It's ridiculous. If you're going to make jet planes tax deductible, then give everyone a jet plane. Then it's all even, right? No, only the rich can have that jet plane. That's why it's tax deductible. Ta-da. The money in politics is bad for the United States. It's horrible for the United States. You want to count those bad guys that are doing this to this country? It's real simple. There's 1,000 of them that are taking the bribes. That's your politicians. You got what, 435 in the House, and you got another 100 in the Senate. That's 500. Then take all their assistants and their staff. So just call it 1,000 right there. Then you got your billionaire class. There's another 1,000 of them, right? Those 2,000 people, kick them out of politics, and what do you got left? Stop voting for incumbents. One term in office, that's all any of them should get. One term. If they can't fix nothing in one term, they were wasting their damn time. They were out there trying to grift. No. It's a vicious cycle that they've created. But many times, the billionaires are going to get bored. They can't hold down a job like you or I. They don't have the ability. If you're a billionaire with a cabinet position, you can't last the 4-year term. Why not? Well, because your friends are going to Cancun for lunch. You can't be caught on the job if you want to go rub elbows with your buddies. Plain and simple. You think Elon Musk can hold down a job? He couldn't work 40 hours a week if his life depended on it. Impossible. And I'm not trying to slight Elon Musk. I'm just using him as an example in this instance. But all of these billionaires, they want to be on a golf course. That's 5 hours out of their workday. Ta-da. They can't hold down a job like you and I do. It's impossible. They'll get bored. They took the cabinet position so that they could exercise their control and do a little thievery, right? They got that done in the first 60 days. So after that, they're on borrowed time. As soon as they find something better to do, they're gone. Okay, they'll take off. Elon Musk worked at Doge for 100 days. How can he call that a success? Take your job, your career. If you could only do it for 130 days, would that be a success? Well, no, you got to do it for 30 plus years. You got bills to pay, right? No. These billionaires, millionaires, they can't hold down a job like a normal person. They lose interest. Why do you think Elon Musk has so many damn companies? I'll stop using Elon. Let's use a different billionaire type dude. Let's go with Mark Cuban. Why does he have so many different businesses? If you're making money, you only need the one, right? He's diversified. Why is he diversified? Because he gets bored easily. He can't stay at the same job for 30 years like you and I. It's impossible. Can't do it. It's just like a toddler. Okay? Seriously. Take a baby that's like 18 months old and you give them a toy. How long are they going to play with that toy? For 30 years? No. Maybe 30 minutes. And then that toy gets ditched for something else. There's a bigger toy. There's a brighter toy. Something else got their attention and throw that one away. Yeah. They have the attention span of a toddler. A billionaire and a millionaire, they're driven by greed, right? That's their first and foremost. They can multitask for a while. They can run 3 corporations all at once, but they're not putting a 40-hour week in any one of them. As a matter of fact, for the total of the 3, they're not putting in a 40-hour week. If they are, they're counting that 5 hours on the golf course as part of their day. Okay. And it's just not. Now, these people, they're not the same as you and I. They might have been once, but not anymore. Now they're closer to that toddler. Okay. They don't have the attention span. They don't have that drive to go in and work and make money. They get it up to a point and then they lose interest and, I got to wander off. I saw when I was in the casino business, I used to see a lot of people with money. Used to talk to a lot of them. I saw a high-ranking casino executive build a helipad so that he could get to work quicker. He didn't want that hour commute. He wanted a 15-minute helicopter ride. Makes sense. The problem was that he arrived an hour later and left 6 hours earlier. Okay. The helipad was in use for 2 hours, and then he was gone. Had to go. He's not on the job like you and I, all right? He's got a whole different work ethic. And that's the problem with having billionaires in your cabinet, is they can't last. They're there for a reason. They took that position for a reason. And 60, 90 days into it, they're going to have accomplished everything they needed to accomplish when they thought, I need to do this. And then they're just going to wander off like a toddler, lost interest in his toy, and he's just going to, meander into the next room, go play with a light socket or something, I mean, are they intelligent people? Yeah, they're intelligent people, but they get bored easily. They can afford to get bored. You and I can't afford to get bored. We have to stay on the job to get the paycheck. They don't need the paycheck. These billionaires, some of them are taking a cut by going to work for the government. They're in there for some other reason. They're throwing out some safety regulations, or they're dropping SEC investigation into one of their corporations, or they're there for something nefarious, something that they are greed driven to work on. That's why they're in there. They're not in there to pound on for 30 years and keep that job like you and I. They don't have that work ethic, at least not anymore. I think that the next president, whoever he or she is, our next president, will reverse half the crap that this one has done. And we'll clean out all the billionaire, millionaire leftovers and put in their own sycophants. Right? Start the process all over again. It's absurd. But I honestly believe that if we just give these people one term, they could do far less damage. Okay. It's not hard to fix what's ailing America. What's ailing America is really simple. It's real basic. We all need health care as a human right, as an American's right, right? That's all we need. If we had health care, we could fix everything else. Healthcare cost, number one cause of bankruptcy in this country, healthcare. Right? Everybody in the healthcare bucket is turning a profit, right? Everybody's got to have top profits all the way through, all these middlemen. While for-profit healthcare does not work. For-profit healthcare gets us right where we are today. And that's why I can sit here and say it doesn't work. Yes, the doctor gets to go and go marlin fishing off the coast of Florida. And the hospital executive, he gets 2 vacation homes. And the drug company executive gets half a dozen Maseratis. I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? That doesn't help America. Them having that much excess profit does not help America, right? You want to help America, give Americans health care. We need to go to a single payer option. The single payer option says, no, you can't charge me $10,000 a day to be in the hospital. It tells them, no, we're not paying for your trip to the Bahamas. No, we're not paying for your last 9 Maseratis. You know, it puts a limit on them. It stops them from the financial rape that they're doing on Americans. There are solutions to all of our problems, and they're really pretty basic. If you didn't have all these excessive health care costs, you'd have more money in your pocket. If your employer didn't have to provide your insurance, he'd have more money in his pocket, right? They could fix it if they wanted to. They just have no desire to. If they fixed it, America would thrive. If every one of them homeless people could get the medical and mental health care that they require, there wouldn't be a homeless population. Would not exist. It exists because they make money off it existing. I can guarantee you, every problem on this planet can be solved. It can be. Will it be? I doubt it. But it could be. I don't know why this show is going negative today. It's I don't know. Well, I had the negative in the weekend with the killings and all that, you know. The easiest way for you to fix that is to jump into the chat and tell me to shut up. Change the subject. Say, hey, Al, or hey, let's talk. AI should be a topic of discussion in the chat rooms all the time. It should be. It's going to be in our lives for the next foreseeable future. I can't say forever, but it looks like it's going to be around a long time. They're going to replace us all with robots every chance they can get. Okay. I don't blame them. They're cutting their costs. Same as you or I would. I think that the American economy is shifting. It's shifting away from what it once was, which was the industrial revolution. That era has moved on. And I think now it's going more into the service industry. It looks like we are all going to be tourists of the world. That's the way I see it going, but it's just one guy sitting on his couch. So hopefully hopefully it will balance and be a little bit of several different income streams, I guess, or avenues, income avenues. But if manufacturing can be done cheaper in China or India, that's where the corporations are going to go to have that stuff manufactured. They're not going to stay here and pay top dollar. And the American worker does want top dollar. He does need top dollar. He or she. Once again, my misogyny. Yeah. Sorry. I guess it's because I grew up talking that way. I'm working on it. Don't give up on me. I'll get there eventually. So this whole show started because I miss talking to people. And hopefully we'll get some people in the chat and I'll be able to fix my addiction. If it takes a while, it takes a while. But if you do tune in, I need the likes and subscribes as well as the viewing hours. I guess I don't know exactly how the likes work, but we'll figure it out eventually. When I looked at those analytics, they showed me a bunch of stats I have no clue what they mean. Well, I'll look them up eventually. I don't know. I probably dinked around with it for 20 or 30 minutes, but Well, they gave me two different type of graphs, so I had to see both, of course. I'll get in there at some point and I'll start clicking on the buttons. That's what I do. And I'll figure it all out eventually. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to give up on it. It's all adding up. I don't know. YouTube gave me something the other day with a smiley face on it. So I'm like, hey, that's like a sticker. I'm doing good. I think I got the sticker for 50 viewing hours or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Eventually. Oh, I'll probably get Crumbelina over here this week and probably go through it with her. She's got a very detail oriented mind. I'm just not that into the details, you know. I used to be really sharp with all the details, and now I don't think they matter. At least not now. Maybe they used to, but to me, they're not. I guess I'm losing some of my focus by not being in the workplace every day. I'm probably not as sharp as I used to be. Somebody asked me the other day, how come my facial hair's all got gray in it, but on top of my head, it's still brown. Guess my face is older than my head. I don't know. Does that make any sense? I don't think so. Frequent buffering. I'm experiencing streaming interruptions. To help improve streaming quality, check your network connection. It looks fine to me. Well, that was on my TV, not on my laptop. So I don't know. I had some issues going on earlier. Seems to be a delay. Well, YouTube's normally got a small delay, but I don't know. The delay seems somewhat exaggerated today. We'll get it sorted out. All I know is the live stream ain't been cut off, so we're still golden. I'm happy that the Lions won, and I'm going into Monday Night Football tonight without a care in the world. So on tomorrow's stream, I don't know what we're going to talk about. You guys should think that out and then make arrangements to get in the chat tomorrow and straighten me out. Keep me from going down all these little sidetrack rabbit holes. Okay. I don't mean to. It's just the crap that was on my mind to start the day. Jump in the chat and tell me what's on your mind, and we'll go down your rabbit holes. Yeah, I keep I do the same routine after the stream ends. I smoke a bowl and take a walk, clear my head. Then I come home, I make dinner, and then I generally watch the live stream to see what I screwed up, what I need to work on, what I need to correct. There's always something. Today I've noticed I got a glare off of a couch back here behind my left arm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what causes it. It's a reflection of light from something. I don't know. I'll sort it out eventually. Well, I think I cut down some of the glare up in this area, but now I got it down on the other side. Hopefully, the show will keep improving and we'll get some people in here talking. And then you guys won't have to find out so much about me. I really don't want to be the star of the show. And I really don't want to sell you anything. Okay. No, I'm not going to do commercials that doesn't interest me. I hate to watch them. Why would I want to do them and make you guys watch them? No thanks. You get enough of that on the other channels, and the other streams. I want this to be a free show. I want this to be a light-hearted show as much as we can with some of the topics that we're going to end up discussing. But I'd like it to be, somewhat jovial. It'd be fun. I've been thinking a lot about where this show is going to go. Well, where is this show going to be, even a year from now? I don't know if I'm going to expand. It's going to depend on what the chat advises me to do. If all of a sudden people populate the chat and they say, hey, we would like to be able to do this at 9 p.m., then I should probably put on a show at 9 p.m., right? What if they say they want it at 9 a.m.? Okay. I don't know between 3 and 5 p.m. to chat. I'm imagining most people that are working. And I would imagine that, a lot of people that work night shift haven't even started yet. We'll see how it goes. But the chat's going to have a lot more control over this show than realized at this point because they're not here. Okay. But I'm going to let them dictate what happens. It's like they're going to be in charge of the topics. I have these polls set up so that I can poll the people in the chat and find out what they want to talk about. I can't do them now because I don't have any people in the chat to decide. Dead soldier. I mean, it's finished. Hopefully, tomorrow will be a better show. Hopefully, I'll be in a better frame of mind. Talk about cheerier subjects or have cheerier thoughts or more cheerful thought. I don't know. It's just like I don't know why I don't take my glasses off when there's no one in the chat room chatting. I have to wear them to read. But if you're not in the chat room chatting, I don't have to read. Well, I'm giving you the live host aspect so that you got some eye candy. Okay. Well, I don't have a makeup artist, so I'm gonna get. I have been thinking about, putting the hair in a ponytail, I haven't been thinking about trimming the beard, but maybe I should. I don't know. I was thinking the other day if I was prettier, maybe people would want to talk to me more. It does appear that it's freezing a little bit from time to time here. I'm not sure why. There is a little bit of a breeze outside today, but my router seems to be functioning properly. I don't see it going out, so maybe YouTube's just busy right now or something, and it's turned up the delay by an extra 5 seconds or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully, things will run smoother tomorrow. But it's not kicking us off the stream, so, we're still golden. I'll take a look at what I can see, and maybe YouTube will give me a note or something. I don't know. I'm not real worried about it as long as it keeps running. But it better run. It's hardwired. You know what I mean? I know that it's supposed to work. I mean, it's all Google. From the laptop all the way to the platform, it's all Google owned and operated. So, or Google designed, I guess. Now, to close the show, I like to talk about my live and let live philosophy. Okay. I am a firm believer in leaving each other alone. Okay. I don't care. Well, it seems like people are trying to micromanage one another. And I think we'd be further ahead just to leave each other alone. It's like you can't do anything without somebody complaining about it anymore, I saw some guy on TV this morning complaining about Bad Bunny. And I'm like, why would you, go on national or international television and complain about one performer's music? He said that he thought it was anti-societal, and I would disagree. from my opinion, from watching the guy on TMZ, I felt like he's making some gross assumptions that are just inaccurate. I don't think one musician's music is going to hurt the world. Okay. It's absurd, if you ask me. I don't think music hurts people. Music is entertainment. It's an escape. And it's a pretty good one. Some of that music will make you dance. Even if you didn't want to when it came on, it might get to you and you might want to dance after you've heard it for a minute. Okay. But I think the guy should leave Bad Bunny's music and Bad Bunny alone. Focus on his own issues. I used the mowing lawn description last week. Yeah. If I'm mowing my lawn north and south and you're mowing east and west, so what? I don't think either person should be trying to convince the other one to mow theirs in the other direction. It seems absurd. We should just both be thankful that both of us are mowing our lawns. Because if we don't mow them, they look pretty unsightly. And no, I don't have a lawn to mow. Okay. I'm an apartment dweller, so I don't have to mow my own lawn. But what I'm saying is, leave your neighbor alone. He doesn't have to fit into your vision of him. He has to fit into his vision of him, right? And you don't have to fit into his vision of you. You only have to fit into your vision of you, right? Leave each other alone. There's no crisis that says that you got a right to judge or control him. It's not going to be the end of the world if you don't. Leave each other alone. Live and let live. I don't want you to tell me I got to quit smoking. I already know I got to quit smoking. I don't need you to tell me that. So leave me alone about my smoking. I'll leave you alone about your not smoking. It's just, live and let live. Those same people that you're trying to judge or you're trying to control or manipulate or whatever, they're your best friends. You don't even realize it. Well, when we're all standing chest deep in floodwater, you don't care who's in the boat as long as they're offering a hand to get you in there, right? You don't care what his race is or her gender, or you don't care their political affiliation. You just want out of the dang water. And if you're the one in the boat, you're not going to sit there and watch someone die. I know you won't. You're going to go over and you're going to pull them out of the water. You're always going to do the right thing. We all have morals. We all have ethics. We all have the same values. No, they're not identical all the way down the line, but when it comes to life and death, that neighbor you don't like because of the way he mows his lawn is probably going to be the one to save you, or vice versa. If you're in your boat and I'm splashing around and about to drown, are you not going to save me because I'm wearing a MAGA hat? I don't think so. You're not that type of person, and neither am I. We're going to save each other. That's what we do. We're good people. Your government, they're not going to save you. They won't be there. Who is it? Nancy Mace? She's not going to pull up and save you. Okay. She's just not. She's going to be off doing some cosplay thing in a different state. Okay. These people in your government don't give a shit about you. That's why they're not fixing your problems. They got your vote, but they don't represent you. They're representing the people that bribed them, the corporations that bribed them, right? They're just using you, right? But that neighbor that you don't like the way he puts his trash can out at night, or he didn't bring his trash can up, left it out there on the street all day. None of your business. Leave that guy alone. Oh, that guy's wearing a dress. I got to see what bathroom he goes into. No, you don't. Who cares? It's none of your business. If you think you're going to go in that bathroom and harass him, we got laws in this country. You don't harass people in bathrooms. That's bull. Thank your lucky stars he's not crapping in the street. You got to leave people alone. It's none of your business if I want to go out shooting and have target practice with my rifle. It's none of your concern. The same way it's none of my concern what God you're praying to. It's none of my business. I should just be thankful that you're praying to a God. Leave people alone. Let individuals be individuals. Worry about you and what you're doing and what's going on in your life. Worry about what you can change, what you can improve, right? What will be helpful to you. Process system isn't responding. Close app. That's what it just said to me. The stream's still going, but that was on my computer. Process system is not responding. I'll have to Google that and see what it's all about. Well, pardon me for dropping out 10 minutes early, but I think this might require some attention. I'm not sure. Not sure what that means. But enough preaching at you today. I'm sorry. I apologize. I do appreciate you. I appreciate the likes, the subscribes, and the views. It all helps me in the long run. This is Ghost Mostly. I'll sign off for today, and thank you for your time and your patronage. And hopefully tomorrow at 3 p.m. I can get you in here and get you into the chat, and we can have an amazing conversation. I'll look forward to it. Have a good day.